2. Test 1 2 1 2 1 2 2 1 2. One, two. That's 12. There we go. Test 1 2 1 2. Plus 12. Test 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Guess I should go sign in. One, two, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Sibilance. Sibilance. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Personal, powerful peas. Check, check.
Good. Good morning, Washington Elementary faculty, staff, students, veterans and family members, and friends who are joining us via live stream. I am very honored to welcome you to Washington's 2021 Veterans Day celebration. Today is one of the most important and sacred days of our year in the United States of America. It is the day that we give thanks, praise, and honor to the brave women and men who have served our country and defended our rights in all of our military forces. For our grandparents, our parents, our aunts and uncles, our cousins, our neighbors, our teachers, our spouses, and our friends who have served in the military, we thank you for defending and ensuring that we have all of the freedoms we hold so dear in the United States of America. As we begin this celebration of veterans, I would ask that we all rise to say the Pledge of Allegiance together. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Okay. At this time, I am inviting some of our fifth grade leaders to the stage to read us a poem to honor our veterans.
The best day on earth, a Veterans Day tribute. If someone has done military service, they earn the title veteran and more. They earn our deep respect and admiration that they are special, no one can ignore.
They sacrificed the comforts we enjoy. The list is long of all the things they gave. Our veterans are extraordinary people. They are loyal, dedicated, true, and brave.
When terror and invasion were real threats, they showed us they could handle any storm. We owe our freedom and our very lives to our veterans who served in uniform.
Our veterans should be celebrities. We're grateful for all the things they've done. They're always in our hearts and in our prayers.
We owe our veterans support and friendship. Let no one ever question what they're worth. These men and women served us in our country, our veterans, the very best on earth. By Joanna Fuchs.
Thank you to our fifth grade leaders for reading such a wonderful, thoughtful poem. As we focus today on those who we honor for their service, I want to specifically point out a few wonderful educators we have here right at Washington Elementary who are veterans. Mr. Ron Strang, our evening custodian, very proudly served in the United States Navy. Mr. Ron continues to serve the children of our country each day here at Washington by ensuring that all of our children have a beautiful school to attend. So we thank you very much, Mr. Ron. I would also like to introduce you to our very special speaker today, Miss Sandy Slavin. Miss Slavin became one of the newest educators at Washington when she joined us at the beginning of this year as a personal care aide. Miss Slavin joined the Pennsylvania Air National Guard when she was 19 years old. After graduating from Indiana University of PA, also known as IUP, with a degree in communications media, she attended officers training school. As a lieutenant and captain, Miss Slavin worked as the chief of public affairs for the next 7 years, while she also worked on receiving a master's in elementary education from Duquesne University. As part of her military service during that time, she was activated and deployed for Operation Desert Storm, where she served as a public affairs officer in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. After being promoted to major, Miss Slavin became the chief of military equal opportunity. She served in this capacity until she retired as a lieutenant colonel in 2003. Even after retiring from the military, Miss Slavin taught in public schools for over 30 years, during which time she became a highly decorated teacher. During those 30 years, she earned her National Board Certification in Science. She received a teacher's certification from the International Society for Technology and Education. She was named the Washington Post Teacher of the Year, the Air Force Association Aerospace Teacher of the Year, and the Pennsylvania National Guard Woman of the Year. We are so thankful that upon her retirement as a teacher, she chose to continue her calling to serve others in this country by working as a personal care assistant here at Washington Elementary. Please give a warm welcome to Miss Slavin.
Wow. Thank you very much, Dr. Nelson. Thank you so much for having me here today. I am so honored to be with you on this beautiful Veterans Day. I'd like to take this time to tell you about the opportunities that the military provided me and what the military can provide you. Joining the Pennsylvania Air National Guard was the best decision that I ever made. Well, second to the decision of joining the team here at Washington Elementary School. You see, I grew up in a little town right around the corner called Hickory, Pennsylvania. I didn't know much about the armed forces, much less the Pennsylvania Air National Guard, but I had a friend in high school. Yes, I went to a little tiny high school called Fort Cherry. A shout out to Miss D'Amico. My friend's dad worked for the Pennsylvania Air National Guard right here at the Greater Pittsburgh International Airport. He told me about the educational opportunities that the Guard had to offer. Well, knowing that I needed to figure out a way to pay for college, I talked to a recruiter and I joined the Guard. I was what's called a traditional guardsman. My obligation was serving 1 weekend a month and at least 2 weeks of active duty every year. And yes, I got paid for it. And yes, they paid for some college credits too. But after joining, I quickly realized that there was so much more to joining the military than I originally thought. I learned things there. I learned things like discipline, teamwork, camaraderie, and commitment. And these skills I still use today in teaching. With the Guard, I traveled around the world to places like Japan, Italy, Spain, England, Hawaii, Alaska, and all over the continental United States. Again, these are experiences that I gained that I still use today in teaching. I met so many different types of people in the military with so many different jobs and skills. I met pilots, mechanics, doctors, nurses, cooks, financial officers, environmental specialists, civil engineers, meteorologists, chaplains, and intel officers. And that's just to name a few. An Air Force base or any military installation, it's like a little town, its own community. Almost any career that you can think of, you can do in the military. And doing all that, you are still serving your country. My initial commitment was 6 years. I ended up staying for 21 years. In those 21 years, I met lifelong friends, and I gained skills and experiences that I still use today. As you think about what you want to be when you grow up, don't rule out the military. If you're thinking about one of the armed forces, my advice to you is to research them all, including the reserve and the Guard components. But always remember, you do what's best for you. Thank you so much.
My gosh, what an absolutely wonderful message, Ms. Slavin. How fortunate we are to have you working here with us at Washington. Thank you for your service. At this time, I'm going to ask some of our 5th grade leaders who are string players to join me on the stage to play America the Beautiful.
1, 2, 3.
That was incredible, Mr. De Laurentiis. Thank you so much, students. That was absolutely wonderful, absolutely beautiful. And I see Mrs. Slavin over here giving an additional round of applause. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you. We are now very fortunate to hear a few more of our fifth grade leaders who have joined us here today in the auditorium and have been practicing very intensely to share the song America with us. Mrs. Cheskwich? Thank you so much, students. What an incredibly special day today at Washington. Thank you to all of our fifth grade leaders. No matter whether you're here at Washington with us today or joining us via live stream, please know that the Washington Elementary faculty, staff, and students could not be more thankful for all of the veterans in our lives. As we move forward with our day today, I would ask that we continue to talk about, think about how thankful we are for all of the veterans in our lives. Thank you very much for joining us today.